ready to dig in and start getting ready for your speeches? This week I'm going to give you speech preparation part 1 and part 2, and then next week we'll have part 3, which will deal with speech anxiety and just preparing to deliver your speeches. So this week is part 1 and part 2. So here is part 1. In getting ready for your speech, remember this is a public speaking class and a communications class, so that means both oral and written. So this is dealing with speeches, which I think most of you probably think this is a speech class, but it's more than that. But this is where we do get to give our speeches. We have 2 more speeches left in the semester. The first is the informational speech. The power of public speaking. I know many of you have expressed the disdain you have for public speaking or speaking in front of a large group of people. And the opportunity doesn't present itself enough for us to do that, so we don't get a lot of practice at it. And then the online course is somewhat unique because you get to deliver your speech in front of friends, families, and colleagues. You don't have a 100-person room. But all of your peers online will be reviewing your speeches. The power of public speaking, I know we don't get to do it often enough, but it really includes that we have a speaker with a reason for speaking, that there is a cause to listen to someone actually delivering a speech. An audience that gives the speaker attention, that is another reason why we have public speaking. And then there's a message that is meant to accomplish a specific purpose, which is what our informational speeches are meant to do for the assignment. It is meant to accomplish a specific purpose. There are really 3 forms of general speeches. There's the informative, persuasive, which we'll both do in this class, and then there's a special occasion. And this is where impromptu speaking or spontaneous speaking comes into effect. You might have to give a toast at a wedding. You might have to say thank you for an award of some kind. Anything along that line that could be special occasion. Let's quickly review your formative speech assignment. And the full speech assignment will be posted on our weekly expectations next week. But in general, the speech is 3 minutes in length, and I do time it, and it is to be really close to 3 minutes. The speech outline is required, so I have to have a paper copy uploaded to Blackboard with your speech outline. And then you must reference at least 2 sources of information orally, and then also as part of your reference page with APA-style citation. This speech does not require a visual aid. So that's the nuts and bolts of the speech assignment. An informative speech. What is the purpose of informative speech? You have to explain something. You need to expand an audience's understanding of a subject. This is not a persuasive speech, so you are not to state your opinion or try to persuade the audience in any shape, way, or form. And so you need to really think clearly about what your topic is going to be and make sure it is purely informative. I will give you a couple of examples of what other informative speeches look like, but it gets dangerous if you try to think of persuading an audience to an opinion, and it is a real slippery slope. So if you want to discuss your topic with me, email it to me. I'll try to give you my feedback, or you can always give me a call. But make sure it's very important that your speech topic is purely informative. The first step that you want to do in deciding a speech topic is analyze your audience. One of the things that we encourage you to do is decenter. And you need to understand who your audience is. And one of the ways to do that in an online course, because you guys don't know one another, is to go back through and look at those introductory speeches that we posted last week. Go back through, look at the people who have posted their speeches. Who are they? What are some of their key characteristics or demographics so you can better understand who you will be speaking to. In this online class, you really have 2 audiences. You have the one in which you're delivering to in the room physically, and then the audience of your classmates. And I will tell you that the audience of your classmates is the most important audience to consider in choosing your speech topic. try to put yourself in the place of the audience. So if you know they're all college students, everybody's attending CWI, they're either in their first semester or they could be in their fourth semester attending. The degrees of study are all over the board. We have nursing students, mechanical students, business students, etc. And our age ranges and demographics are very diverse. You need to find ways to connect with the audience. How can you bridge your topic to be meaningful to the audience demographic? And select associations that are conducive to accomplish the speech goals. So you need to think about what your speech is and find the associations back to your audience members that can help bridge the topic to them. A little bit more on audience demographics. So what do you know about your classmates based on the based on the speeches that were delivered and posted last week? What are the quantifiable characteristics? I've given you a few. Most are returning students. They were out of high school, took a break, and now they're returning. That's most of the people within this class. Our ethnic and age demographics are pretty darn diverse, but we know everybody believes in higher education in some shape, way, or form because they're all attending College of Western Idaho. And most everybody in this class has children and a profession or a job outside of work. So they are balancing college, work, family obligations. That's the majority. You can't really focus on gender. We have a pretty mixed gender. We don't know the socioeconomic status of the peers. And like I said, age, nationality, and ethnicity is really diverse. So in choosing your topic, number one thing is think about something that you already enjoy, that you already really know a lot about. It'll be easier for you. Don't choose something that you've never learned about before. It's going to be more difficult. So choose something that you already know something about, you enjoy learning about it, and you enjoy talking about it with other people. And I would say brainstorm topics. List 3 or 4. Then narrow your topic by saying, what am I truly interested in? Does it meet the criteria of the assignment? Does it fit your audience demographics? Will your audience find it worthwhile? And is there information out there regarding the topic? Can you go find some research on it? Because you do need to cite 2 sources of information for the speech assignment. And then, of course, can I convey the information in the time limits of the speech? You're going to find that 3 minutes is really, really short. It's not that much time. So in organizing the content of your speech, you need to determine if you can portray all the information thoroughly enough within that 3 minutes. Next, I want to be able to give you a chance to do a quick brainstorm on your topic. So this is just in the comfort of your own home or wherever you are sitting. Put this presentation on pause and do what the slide says. Write down as many topics as you can within the next 2 minutes. Then stop and then come back to it and circle the top 3 that most appeal to you. What do you like the best? And then think again, what do you think would be most appealing to your audience? What do you think would bridge to the audience most effectively? And if you have a topic that is appealing to you and appealing to the audience, then you've got a potential speech topic right there. So do this quickly, and it'll help you for the rest of the week's tasks. Choosing your topic. Once you have a topic selected, you need to create a thesis statement. It's just a clear statement that tells the listeners what the speech will do. For example, I am going to deliver a speech that tells the audience the benefits of organ donation. Actually, that's a bad example because that's persuasive. It could be persuasive because I'm trying to persuade the audience to do something. Did you catch that? Okay, so reframe that topic. I would like to present to the audience the basic steps taken for organ donation. So what happens in the organ donation process? Okay, so do you see the difference? My first example was I was going to present the benefits. That's a little bit persuasive. That is not the intent of the speech. My second example was explaining the process of organ donation, how it works. That is way more informative, and that meets the criteria of the speech. So finding a speech topic can be a little bit of a slippery slope. So that is a good example to see how you can get into trouble in being persuasive. So if you have questions about that, then we need to dialogue about it. Developing a clear thesis statement will help you decipher if you are staying within the realm of informative. By developing a thesis statement, you are also providing a reason for listeners to listen and attend mindfully what you are delivering to them. So that thesis statement is really important. Don't overlook that as a step that you can skip, because it'll help you stay focused in creating the content and organization of your speech going forward. Researching the topic. So there's lots of different types of lots of different types of information you can use to help support your topic. You can use expert testimony, lay testimony, and those can be researched through personal interviews. There are ways that you can just use personal interviews or personal conversations to help support the information you're presenting in your topic. Statistics, that's just basic research. Anecdotes or stories. Quotations, that goes back to testimony that you may have found in a different body of work. Comparisons, do a compare and contrast to other examples of informational data. In researching the topic, you can go talk to people. You can do your own interviews, you can do your own surveys. And you can also use existing literature through libraries. Use the internet. And I'm going to say, in regards to the internet, I think we all know the powerful resources available on the internet, but are they credible? You need to be looking for the credibility of information when you're looking on the internet. There's a lot of bloggers out there. There's a lot of people just making blatant statements. So when you're referencing a site from the internet, I wouldn't have it come from a legitimate resource such as the University of Purdue has a lot of information out there, or the American Heart Association is a legitimate resource. The Idaho Statesman, I would give that as a legitimate resource if you want to quote something or quote some data or statistics from there. But you get my point. Stay away from any blogger or opinion type sites. Make sure it's credible, up to date, accurate, really relevant to the information you're trying to portray, compelling, and reliable. So I talked a little bit about that already, but just use your critical mind in evaluating whether specifically internet resources are all of these things. Need to talk quickly about speaking ethically and just overall plagiarism. Plagiarism was discussed in our course syllabus, and I didn't really beat that drum a lot when we started the class, but I will beat it here. That plagiarism is a significant issue within academic programs, and I take it very, very seriously. It's when you present someone else's information as your own. And this means if you copy and paste a speech outline that somebody else has already produced and you present it as your own work, that is plagiarism. What is not plagiarism is if you take a quote out of a journal and you cite the author and resource appropriately. That is making an accurate citation. So you use that quote or piece of data within your body of work, and then you make the appropriate citation through a bibliography or a works cited page. This speech does require a reference page in the APA style, and I'll make some more references to that in our weekly coursework information, but APA and MLA are the two most frequently used